Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another random review of Dynamite. Dynamite. That's so excited for the film. I was stumbling my words. Very funny movie. Honestly, I would say this is in my top 10 favorite comedies of the past 10 years. This came out around 2009. Some say 2010, but I'll say 2009 for the sake of argument. It's a kung fu fighting, pimp slapping, gun blasting, outrageously over the top parody of 70s era blaxploitation that delivers big action and even bigger laughs like nobody's business. Look out for this film, it's hilarious. That's from Spike Lee. So, stars Michael Jai White. You also have appearances by Arsenio Hall, Bokeem Woodbine, Michael T. Williamson, Miguel A. Nunez, Tommy Davidson. Directed by a guy named Scott Sanders. This has a very fun commentary with Scott Sanders, Byron Minns, and Michael Jai White, where they talk about their influences. Again, very fun commentary. It has a couple features as well. I know there's talk of a Black Dynamite 2, but I don't know if it's a sequel with this character or if they're going to be parodying westerns, like the Fred Williamson westerns that they did in the 70s. I'm not sure which. I, I prefer a sequel with this character. This is such a great... This is parody done well. Not in the vein of disaster movie, epic movie, superhero movie, Meet the Spartans, scary movie 4 and 5, or even 3. I'm trying to think of more of that. Vampires suck and all that shit. Like, this is a smartly done parody, because if you haven't seen a lot of exploitation, like the blaxploitation movies of Rudy Ray Moore, Jim Kelly, Fred Williamson, Jim Brown, it's still a funny movie, but if you know about those movies, it's even funnier. I like the way it's filmed. It really is filmed as if it took place back in the day with the color scheme of the movie. Some really nice touches, like the end credits have this 70s type of animation. The opening credits, the way they deal with the colors and the title showing up in the opening. But a lot of nice touches throughout. And easily one of Michael Jai White's best roles. And the plot is very fast paced. This is 84 minutes. That's with credits. It's a very goes by really quick, and just a lot of moments that made me laugh my ass off. From the technical goofs that's done on purpose, because a lot of those films back in the day had technical goofs, especially if you watch Rudy Ray Moore and other people's stuff. Like one person has a fight and slaps a guy, but he accidentally slaps him. The guy's like, "You motherfucker!" And then a bad edit on purpose. So it's another person as the extra and then doing the slap correctly. Or when Michael Jai White's talking to someone, and you know how in a script they say there's stuff that you're not supposed to say out loud. It's what the character is supposed to do or feel. But this actor says it out loud. So he's like, the militants turned startled. And Michael Jai White's looking at him. So it's like this meta thing where he's playing the character Black Dynamite, but he's also playing the actor, playing the character. And he's like, did he just say that line? But he says that with his eyes. Or the guy says a line, and then he says sarcastically. And you see Michael Jai White like look at the director like, really? He just said that. Like look as if the director's going to do it. Like little stuff that you pick up. And it's like, yeah, that's really smart, but really funny. And like the boom mic showing up in shots. He's having a fight scene with nunchucks, and he throws the nunchucks, and he's fighting. All of a sudden, the nunchucks just throw him back at him with no rhyme or reason. And if you go to the plot, it's just all over the place. This is supposed to be like taking off many of those films where first it goes to revenge of his brother, then it goes to the CIA or like the government, like he's got to clean up the town, clean up the neighborhood, save the orphanage. Then it goes into, we gotta go to Kung Fu Island because these guys are up to no good. Where Black Dynamite's like gouging eyes out, and like a friend of his gets his head cut off, and he's talking to the head. This is the end of our friendship. You done fucked up now. To okay, if you want to know what kind of movie this is, there's a nunchuck fight where he has nunchucks, and the villain, who also has nunchucks, is Richard Nixon. And there's a nunchuck fight in the White House between Black Dynamite and Richard Nixon. And then there's a point where Black Dynamite pimp slaps Richard Nixon's wife. And this over-the-top slow-mo, like literally she's doing like, and then cut to normal speed of flying through the cabinet. That's the thing, there's a lot of fun stuff to this. I mean, there's a fake commercial at the beginning for Anaconda malt liquor. When you pop the top, the panties drop. And even the fight scenes are fun. He kicks open a door and this old woman flies back, and then he kicks a guy and he flies through the wall. Purposely fucking up continuity. So at one point this woman has a tear, then cut back, the tear's gone, cut back, the tear's back on. And it's like, okay, I get the joke, yeah. This one character, Bullhorn, he's pretty much doing Rudy Ray Moore. I don't know why I always fucked it up. I always say just Rudy May Moore or Rudy Ray Moore. Rudy Ray Moore. He talked in that style of rhyming. Don't give me no sass, I'll kick your ass. Like that kind of stuff. And you have some of the over-the-top dialogue. When his cop friend says, I don't want you to turn the streets to a river of blood. My Jar Jar White goes, well, tell me you did, I'll just leave a little puddle. Or, he OD'd. Bucky OD'd. Where is Bucky and what has he had? And there's a lot of moments where he's either playing Fred Williamson or a little bit from Jim Brown. During fight scenes, he'll do the Jim Kelly sound effects of the hooey, 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 like Jim Kelly would do. Jim Kelly, for those who don't know, he was with Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon, and then he did other movies after that on his own. But a lot of times in the fights, he'd be like, hooey, hooey. And Byron J. White takes some of that. And even the fights just on themselves are fun, they're well done, practical, no shaky cam. He's kicking people's ass with nunchucks. It's definitely rated R. I mean, one of the first scenes is, shh, you don't wake up the rest of the bitches. And there's a bunch of naked women with titties hanging out all across Black Dynamite's bed. They go to a place and it's Roscoe's Chili and Donuts, which is before Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. There's gun battles. Black Dynamite taking care of mascots. There's more titties. There's one point where he goes off on this extra. I don't even know. I don't care who that is. I don't even need to look at you. You better watch what you see. I won't take you back where they got your coat hangers. He does a much better job than me. I can't remember every piece of it, but he delivered a lot better than me. And he has this faraway look, like he's psychotic. And then the female lead ignores it and then just continues her acting and goes, I don't know what it is, but I know I can trust you, Black Dynamite. Like, despite he went off crazy and says this insane thing, has a faraway psycho look, she's like, I trust you. I feel like I can trust you. It plays better in the movie than I'm making it out. I mean, you have a sight dead where it's a Captain Kangaroo pimp, and you have a pimp scene where that's where you get Arsenio Hall, Miguel Nunez, Joaquin Woodbine, Michael T. Williamson. It's all these pimps talking with each other. the plot, the part of the plot where the government has this malt liquor which turns men, black men's dicks small. There's one funny bit where he finds out someone fucked him over and he pretends to get shot. Oh, and the guy's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, which is a fun idea, like pretending you got shot so the guy is confused and then shoot the guy. This is just hilarious fucking movie, man. So many moments that made me laugh. And it really does a good job of being like an insane version of those movies in the 70s. I don't want to give anything else away. I didn't give everything, but I don't want to give everything away. Probably stop it here because I'd just be repeating myself. But this is the cast are committed. They worked very well with each other. Like I said, it's easily one of Michael Jai White's best roles. I like the way they had the look, the color of the film to make it seem more like a film back in the day. I thought that was pretty well done. The music fits it well. I like the music. Dynamite, dynamite. Uh, the music here I could see fitting perfectly with those films back in the day. Fight scenes are fun. The pacing is fast. Like I said, it's only an hour and 24 minutes, and that's with the end credits. I agree with Esquire magazine. A great piece of cinematic satire, and compares it to The Naked Gun. I would compare it also to Airplane. It really is one of the better films that do that. Again, even if you don't know much about blaxploitation movies, this is still a very funny comedy. I think you'll get the joke, like you'll get what they're trying to do, and once you do, it gets funnier and funnier, and that's what works with a comedy. It's like you can pop it in. If it still makes you laugh after the fourth watch, as it did the first, that's when a comedy really works in the long run. Because there's some movies that are funny the first time, but then not so much after. Here, every time I laugh at a lot of this insane shit that happens in this movie. Very creative. You don't get a lot of creative movies like this nowadays. And this was a welcome surprise when it came out. I'm like, this is really cool and funny as shit. But yeah, Black Dynamite, love the film. Don't know what else to say other than thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. You done fucked up now!